Up and running, and Phillips is loud.
Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with a little transfer talk show. It's been fairly quiet on around Villa and transfers of late, but I just thought I'd do a quick video summing up some of the little rumours that have been over Christmas and just after Christmas. Obviously, we're heading to the January transfer window. Guys, do make sure you hit the like button and do hit that subscribe button. Help us. We've passed 3K, so thank you again for all your support. But we don't want to stop there. We want to keep pushing 3.5K, 4K, and the quicker we can get there, the better. So help us spread the word of the channel. Like, subscribe if you're new, and comment below your thoughts on who we might be interested in, who you think could come into the club, because it maybe has been highlighted some of the need for improvements in the squad, particularly when players are injured or suspended. We are struggling with, or potentially struggling with, some of the replacements that are coming in. Now, the first one I wanted to focus on, we aren't technically interested in this player at the moment, but I did want to talk about whether we could come in with a cheeky bid for Kalvin Phillips. Obviously, it's looking like Newcastle are huge favourites to sign him. I think Juventus as well have been linked. But would he do a job at Villa? Could he come in and help bolster our midfield? Because we've seen the drop off in performance of Douglas Luiz when Boubacar Kamara doesn't play, and we know how important Boubacar Kamara is to our team. Would Kalvin Phillips help kind of bridge that gap? You know, you're either playing Dendoncker, who doesn't have the mobility, has some physicality, but doesn't have the mobility of Kamara, or you have to drop John McGinn back, who then doesn't have the the passing range, or you lose the capability of John McGinn moving forward. So would a Kalvin Phillips help to bridge that gap? Now, looking at some of his statistics, it's very difficult to see look at what he's done previously, because he hasn't really played the last two seasons. So have to go back to the 21-22 season for a real kind of good gauge of what he did. But if you look at the heat map, obviously all over the pitch, likes to get around. He's a good tackle. He's got a decent range of passing as well. Obviously, in that Leeds team, he was the linchpin of a lot of their good work, and then that got him the move to Man City. But for whatever reason, it hasn't worked out. He obviously doesn't score too many goals, but provides you with a lot of combativeness in midfield. Tackling, possessions won, and you can passing range is very good as well, and can allow other players to play, and can cover in areas. A lot of the time we saw at Leeds him getting into areas, or covering the defenders when they went forward, and that was a big part of Bielsa's kind of patterns of play, where players would step into different positions, and Phillips was a big part of that. So he wouldn't be averse to kind of stepping into that defensive position and into the defensive line, picking up the ball from the defenders, driving it forwards, or playing those quarterback passes. So it was more a case of, would he be able to fit into what we're doing, and could we come in with a cheeky bid? It can't all be cut and dried that he's going to Newcastle. Could we hoodwink them and get in there? Would he prefer to go to an Aston Villa, who are higher in the league at the moment than Newcastle, playing European football as well? I don't know whether he will qualify to play. Obviously, he's played in the Champions League. I'm not quite sure of those rules of playing in different tournaments, particularly after January. But potential at this moment in time of a better opportunity for if he signs for us for Champions League football for next season. So could we do that for for Kalvin Phillips. The second one is probably a little bit more concrete, and that we did focus on him in the summer as well. Crysencio Somerville of Leeds, again, really coming to the fore at the moment for Leeds and playing very, very well. Watching a couple of the Leeds games on Sky, he's got a lot of pace, and that is part of their attacking threat at the moment. Real pace, and real, kind of trickery in those wide positions. It scores goals as well. Obviously, that is in the Championship, but did show promise in the Premier League previously. Obviously, looking at him, he's only 22 years of age, predominantly down that left-hand side, cuts in as well into the middle. Comparing him with Leon Bailey, got quite a few similar statistics. Again, taking into account it's Championship football, but he can play left wing or right wing. He's played 21 times this season, 19 starts, 11 goals already this season. Been in the team of the week 7 times, so he's one of the real outstanding players in the Championship. 3 shots per game, 1.2 on target, 17% goal conversion, 10 goals from inside the box. He does like to get inside the box as well. 1 goal from outside the box. Predominantly with his right foot, but has scored left foot and with his head. Won a penalty. He's got 6 assists as well. So he's having a phenomenal season at the moment. Yes, I keep saying it, albeit in the Championship, but we've seen some of the talent in the Championship. And when you take a player who is only 22, has played in the Premier League before, did quite well, they can really show what they can do in a higher league, and sometimes that momentum can take them through. So don't discount the fact that he is playing very well at the moment. So yeah, I think it's around 15 to 20 million at the moment. I'm not sure if that's more of a case of testing the water, or seeing if Leeds will come out with a big contract offer for him and then put a massive release clause in for him. Does he stay at Leeds and hope that they get promoted? This is the kind of conundrum that he's in, but it could be an option for us. We've seen, Diaby not quite hit the heights that he did at the start of the season. Leon Bailey at the moment is our main threat, but do we need someone else? We've obviously got Traore, who hasn't played, but he's potentially going out to the African Cup of Nations. So could Crysencio Somerville come in and give us that bit of a spark for the second half of the season? And the rumor that's come out today is Cyril Ngonge, a forward, attacking midfielder or winger, again from Hellas Verona. Little bit of information on him. Came through the Club Bruges youth system, made his debut in 2018 against Standard Liège. Then moved to Jean PSV. I think it's the PSV kind of reserve side, and scored 7 goals in 22 games on loan there. Sold then to the Eredivisie at RKC Waalwijk and scored 5 in 20. And then moved to Groningen and scored 10 in 42 games. And then moved in January 23 to Hellas Verona in Serie A, and has scored 8 goals in 30 games so far, and has represented Belgium at all youth levels from under 15s up to under 19. So got a bit of pedigree about him, a young player, potential. You're signing him for probably, and it's looking like 15 million euros or so for him. Again, that kind of, I guess, hybrid position that he can play down the right, can play through the middle, and play as a forward, compared with Moussa Diaby here, similar position, but a different profile of player, obviously. And Diaby obviously is much more creative, much, technically better, and is obviously, Cyril Ngonge is playing in Serie A, which is not a bad league at all, but different profile to the Premier League. But 16 games played, 14 starts, 5 goals already this season, so not a bad return for a wide player. And yeah, has scored 4 with his left, 1 with his right foot, 2 assists as well. So he's causing goal scoring actions, which is not too bad. Accuracy in terms of passing per game, 68%, 81% in his own half, 60% in the opposition half, 64% accuracy in long balls. But he's obviously playing those riskier passes. So fairly threatening player. And guys, in the comments, let me know your thoughts on, if you know a little bit more about him. Those who maybe have watched Serie A a little bit more, let me know, what are his main strengths. What does he do really well? Successful dribbles at 46%. So likes to attack. Could be a good option for us. As I said, only 23 years old. Age profile to Somerville there, 22, 23. Could they come on and make a difference? They're not necessarily going to start every game, but could make a big difference. And finally, bit of news in terms of internally. Clement Longley is definitely staying. Unai Emery has confirmed that he is staying. So that's good news because he's played the last couple of games. There's been rumours that he was going to potentially get recalled from Barcelona to potentially go to AC Milan, but we're not quite sure on Pau Torres' fitness, and we do need options there. And he's been pretty good, you know. It's not necessarily been him that's been the issue of, you know, some of the dodgy results of the last couple of games. He's deputized ably. So yeah, you know, and games mean that players can get that rhythm, get that fitness, and he can come in and do a job. So it's good news that he's stayed, but there will be one or two players, I'm sure, moving on. Has Dendoncker put himself a bit more in the shop window? Has Eric Bonham put himself more in the shop window? We'll have to wait and see. That's it from me for the transfer talk. Sorry there have been no talking tactics. Just timing, family, couple of tech issues, but we will be back after the Burnley game. We might even do a bumper double episode with regards to the United and Burnley game. We'll be back tomorrow for Burnley preview as well, hopefully live, and then obviously match reaction, hopefully for 3 points. But hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, help us surpass 3K and beyond, up to 4K if we can. Get your comments in. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, we all follow the Villa. Thanks, everyone.